Ravis Wayne Goodsell, doing my biannual conference report, commentary, review for you for the latter days. The church won't tell you it's the latter days. I told you it's the latter days. And as we just saw the Jesus clip, healing people with physical maladies, Christians are the ones who turned the narrative of Jesus into literal history. So the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints likewise believes in the first creed of Christianity, and the only difference is that they, Brigham Young, turned Jesus into non-Trinitarian. And this has caused many problems in destroying Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon. As during the break, I had checked out some ex-foes, who it's been a while since I've seen their channels. Gong is conducting, and so I don't. Oh no, there it is. No, maybe can't tell if Nelson's in attendance yet. He was not there last session. Gong is supposed to say if he presides, because Gong is conducting, not presiding. He is in attendance. There we go. It's not likely he will speak, unless this is the one time he will speak, but everybody expects him to speak in the final session on Sunday. But they're now demanding loyalty at the beginning of conference to start it all off before they then indoctrinate you in lies and deception. But I'm deeply concerned with the damage that this church does to people. As you leave the church and, oh dear God, you're going off the deep end. And so one female who left the church still is blaming Joseph Smith for polygamy, not Brigham Young for framing and blaming Joseph. She's still obsessed with insisting that it's Joseph to blame, despite the Mormon, who's still Mormon, pushing that this church has lied, having found from the Kirtland Papers a document by Joseph Smith again condemning polygamy. And it will be in the coming days. Maybe John DeLynn can speed up the process and interview him to get him excommunicated from the church. Not likely, because John DeLynn also pushes the Joseph Smith polygamy narrative. But nonetheless, Alyssa also is okay with little boys masturbating. God. I wish I had you as my mommy, but another one is still whacked out. You know, now she's talking to AI. She's having video conversations with AI. That's the kind of damage that's been done to her by this church. She's not talking about the church whatsoever anymore. She's through, she's gone, and she's gone. She's flown over the cuckoo's nest, talking with AI. AI is her new bestest buddy. And another one revealed that she's part of the Lyman taint. She keeps changing her channel. It's difficult to find her. But yeah, she's, as I last left her, she's still doing it. She's claiming that she's the only source for truth. And so she's going over the Bible now, explaining her truth about the real interpretation of Malachi, as I had witnessed. And she doesn't know. She's not an authority. She didn't get the education. She doesn't have the knowledge. She didn't do the research. It's just her spiritual witness carried over from being a Mormon, now being applied to her own God within her own brain. And that's sad, because she's a cute little girl, went on a mission, and she's now flown over the cuckoo's nest with the other woman talking to AI. This is the damage the church does. It's sad. These people need to be healed like Jesus heals, and they're not getting healed with the church or without it. The church causes the damage that Jesus needs to heal, but Jesus is in charge of the church that's causing the damage. Somebody called in to the front desk on the stand. Interesting. Oh, the choir is now stealing Claire Crosby's song Gethsemane. Should have had her do the singing solo. That would have been cool, would have gotten people's attention. Nope, the church doesn't want to become popular. Just rich. And so Christofferson is now speaking. And so he's talking about the Book of Mormon being literal history. This works into the next expo. Is that she correctly understands that the church claims Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon are literal history. As Christofferson is again spreading the lie that the Book of Mormon is not Jewish, it's Christian, and therefore literal history. But she recognizes that if Joseph Smith is literal history, that his visions are not visions, they're actual standing in the presence with dead people resurrected from the grave like zombies, that's what's called a cult. Not a cult, a cult, where you speak with the dead, where you look in a hat with a rock in it, crystal balls, palm reading, fortune telling, astrotheology, all that crap. And so yes, just like the Christians, by turning the Jewish scriptures literal history, now blame the Jews for murdering Jesus. Now all of their stories are witchcraft. Their practices of bathing, getting clean, is now witchcraft. And thus the Black Plague was blamed on the Jews. As the Christians wouldn't bathe, and the clothes started sticking to their flesh. And it became dangerous to peel it off, because you're peeling off the flesh. They become one. And so this is the damage that the church is doing to the Book of Mormon and to Joseph Smith. It's also a revisionist history to claim that this is the real science, this is the real truth, history and science needs to change and conform and comply. This is evidence of the truth. Just like Christians say the Bible is, that they stole from the Jews and turned it literal history. And so she's correct that this church is calling Joseph Smith a witch. But none from Brigham Young to Nelson have ever practiced witchcraft. They say Joseph Smith is a witch, but not them. Joseph Smith is the true prophet of Jesus as a witch, and they have the only keys for succession. They just had the sustaining vote where you all committed suicide if you go against them. This is the knife. And yet, it's not literal history. The Jews are not witches. Joseph Smith is not a witch. The Book of Mormon is not about witchcraft. Joseph had dreams, visions. Lehi, as a visionary man, is having dreams. Tree of Life dream in the first chapter of the first Nephi. And yet this church keeps pushing, no, it's real. Those dreams are real. They're seeing dead people. They're looking at rocks in a hat. Joseph is a witch. The Book of Mormon is about witchcraft, but not us. And we're true, because we're the true succession from Joseph Smith the witch. And I warn you, the church is purposely doing this to destroy Joseph Smith and destroy the Book of Mormon in the coming days, when Oak says that this year they're actually going to have Jesus come and murder everybody. No kidnapping of Christianity, Jesus. Just murder. The rapture? What is the rapture? People just all of a sudden disappear. Jesus took them. Kidnapping. The second coming? Murder. And for the church, there's numerous second comings. Ignoring his will in their lives. Talking about apostates now. You're either good with us or you're apostate evil. The one way or the other, the extremist positions. And both are wrong. Oh, I did it my way. Trash talking Frank Sinatra. As a kid in the Aaronic priesthood, back when bishops were asking if we masturbated, from Melissa's video, the teacher in the deacon's quorum again did the same thing, brought up Frank Sinatra as false doctrine. We shouldn't listen to his music because it's wrong and apostate and it's korahor. Listen to the church's music. I have two little hands folded snugly and tight. They're tiny and weak, but they know what is right. They do not touch and pet and get women pregnant. Dear God. And so, yes, this is the deception that he's teaching. There is no your way. Jesus' way. But what's Jesus' way? Jesus doesn't exist. Christianity created him, stole the Jewish scriptures, turned it into literal history. There is no Jesus. He's not coming. And so what is he doing? He's saying, we speak for Jesus. He's not going to come to you and talk to you. He says he speaks for Jesus. And so you need to obey him. You need to follow him. and Nelson and Oakes and Irene and Holland and all of them. Because they speak for Jesus. Not your will be done, their will be done. That's his trap. And so, yes, inherently good becomes weapons for rebellion. Mormons are weaponized by his talk here. What he just said just weaponized a whole bunch of Mormons, and they're going to come in and attack me on my channel doing this video, clueless that they have become weapons by the church, from Christofferson, who just gave the talk. But I don't think Mormons are listening. I think they're all on vacation. Because Mormons are clueless when I talk about conference during the rest of the 6 months. And going on, referring back to conferences. Let God prevail. That was years ago. And yet, Mormons are supposed to know, because Mormons are supposed to be obedient and listen to the living prophets of Jesus at conference. They're not supposed to go on vacation. Conference weekend is not vacation weekend. It's not a National Lampoon movie with Chevy Chase. Forgot his name for a second there. Mormon vacation. European vacation was cool. Christmas vacation, but the original is a classic. Christy Brinkley in the Convertible. Awesome song, Lindsay Buckingham. And so, yeah, this is a very oh, now he's talking about marriage relationships. Again, I am a perfect witness of the victimization that the church does to us and weaponizes women against their husbands. See, Alyssa is okay with boys masturbating. But Mormon girls are told men, it's a sin, and therefore men can turn it off. We can stop it and not have sexual desires for women. And so women in the church, as girls, when they're dating and hanging out with other boys at church and seminary and school, they expect and demand the boys not to sexually desire them. And girls have no clue that they themselves, every 14.3 years, have that one space and time where they too experience the sexy thoughts. I know it's once a month. And women forget. They don't see themselves as boys, obviously, but they expect boys to be like women. And so women feel guilty when it's their turn, because the church makes us feel guilty. Boys are feeling guilty too. And they have to harden their hearts to ignore the guilt, because we can't turn it off. The Book of Mormon musical. Keep looking for that on DVD and I can't find it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to ever see it then. Just the little song clips on YouTube. But there's the one where the missionary is singing to his companion, which is, as my peers would say back in childhood, during the homophobic 80s. Which is the brilliance of, is it Trey Parker? Is that his name? That he has to turn off his gay feelings. Not his sexual feelings for women, gay feelings. As he's being sung to by a guy Hilarious! I really would like to see that movie or play. It's not a play and it's gone. People attacked him, claiming there was racism in there. But the church is racist. No, Travis, not since 1978. It has to be in there. And so the attacks by haters shut him down. But anyway. God, what a bastard. So yeah, when I do my church news videos during the weekdays, this is what I'm trying to help you out with. He's still around, huh? Haven't you turned over 70? You look like you're over 70. You're supposed to be gone. You're supposed to be on emeritus status. Let's check. I got cyber attacked in the previous video. Jose. AI. Forgot his name. Say a lot. Oh, there it is. It was put in April 2008. No. This is already, they're already revising their own church history. In 2008, it was still the first quorum and the second quorum of 70. The general 70 did not occur until, was it 2012? When did President Monson make the general 70? Thomas O. Monson. No, I don't care about his death. AI. Decade. They're only talking about his life. I don't want his life. I want when he made the change. The LDS Church first and second 70 become the general 70. First since 1997? Seriously? Huh. I thought for sure it was Monson, but I guess it was Hinckley. The unfolding role of the 70, a timeline. And so they're gonna, 1829, priesthood restored. 1835, revelation on priesthood. 18... No! First quorum of the 70 organized in 1835, yeah. They had, oh my God, they're revising history. 1997, area authorities are ordained 70s, third, fourth, and what? Okay, wait a minute. No, also first and second quorums of 70 are general authorities. 87. Okay, interesting. And so 2005, he then added 7th and 8th quorums of the 70. Area 70s replaced by general authorities in all area presidencies. That was 2009 by Monson. Interesting. Okay. I was sure that it was... Okay. Well, I should print this and obtain the PDF. Okay, so how old is he? Full name? 61. Okay, so he's nowhere near 70. Right? So 40 to 2001, and then 24, 65. So he's got another 5 years before the church will kick him out. Unless he's rich. Like Huntsman Sr. He's 105. Still a member of the 70. But 7 times 70, there's not supposed to be an 8. But nonetheless, so I think this is it for this segment. So I'll load it, and if there's anything else that comes up, we'll do that. But I'm deeply concerned about the damage that the church does. Very much so. Just, dear God, the first session. So I could talk about Battlestar Galactica. That should be a separate video in and of itself. I've started watching it. I made the mistake of starting it during the halftime. I'm too involved. I knew better because I've been doing this for years. I knew better, and yet I still thought I could multitask. Nope. But I am doing it differently this year, in case you hadn't noticed. I'm listening as I'm doing the videos. Previously, I would listen to it and take notes and have multiple pages, and then at the end, do a video. Last April, I got cyber attacked, in which my movie maker no longer loads the video quick enough. And all of Saturday for that April conference, and then pre-show for Sunday, working just fine, and then boom, I do the first session video during halftime, and it's taking time. I'm going, is this gonna even load on the video before conference begins? And I have to stop it and wait to finish it after the second session. And it took me some time before I found out that it was a cyber attack that came into the program to alter it, and I can't access the program files. I'm not computer literate to reprogram malware in the system. But I did find online how to bypass it, and I've had to bypass it ever since to get the videos loaded faster, so that it doesn't take all day to load a quick video as was previous to the April conference. But yeah, I was cyber attacked that April conference, and it pissed me off, because this is how Mormons are evil. You know, they're just doing it to me. You only have my word for it, so you don't know. But Mormons, they think that they are true, and therefore they can commit any crime they want because they're on the right side of Jesus. Illiterate, that we're supposed to be Jewish. And this is the damage that the church does to people, that they think they're good doing wicked. And they've never even read the Book of Mormon, apparently, to learn that wickedness is never happiness. Do I need to go over that with you? Do you know that? It's a predominant scripture that's used in the church and in lessons and all that. Was scripture mastery. I can do it right here. Get my program up. Wickedness never was happiness. Only one. Alma, chapter 41, verse 10. Do not suppose, because it has been spoken concerning the restoration, that ye will be restored from sin to happiness. Behold, I say unto you, wickedness never was happiness. Mormons know this. And yet, isn't this where he's talking to his adulterous, slutty son who's masturbating? Come on. It's multiple chapters. Yep. Corianton's sins kept the Zoramites from receiving the word. They did steal Claire's song. Oh. Bastards. Oh, bastards. I mean, yeah, it's still cute, little kids singing it, but it's Claire's. She does that one scene where she looks at, and it's just, oh, your heart just melts, and then you realize, wait a minute, she's being indoctrinated into Jesus cult. And then Nelson did the Christmas. Oh, and now she's about to turn 11 years old, as Nelson lowered the age of child brides to 11. And here's the coming days of Jesus to restore polygamy, child bride, virgin marriages for only worthy priesthood leaders who ask boys if they're masturbating. So we're only not even near the halftime yet. But I was surprised. Oates ended early. He shut himself up. Dear God. Just pure evil, that man. So, yeah, I gotta stop here. And hopefully this will be all I'll need to cover. But we'll see who the final speaker is. It's most likely Irene. So maybe I'll do a separate one for him. But yeah, Saturday typically is the wasted one. That's why you would do the financial report and the church membership and the sustaining vote loyalty penalty deaths. And then waste the rest of the talks. That's when the 70 get their tryout to see who can be the next apostle. That's all it is. Conferences are who will be the next apostle, or who wants to be the next millionaire, or whatever those game show things are. Who wants to be... Let's see if I can find the title. Maybe we'll use it for this title. Or maybe at least the picture. America... Oh, let's see. TV show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Who Wants to Be a Mormon Apostle? Okay. So we'll need to get Jose's face back again. I just took it down and it's going to cyber attack me again. Yeah, they're doing 70 wastes. Yep. That's too small of a picture. So we've got to do this, and I don't think I need to be talking anymore, but we're here. I felt. No, I do not want tiny little pictures. I want big pictures. I thought my adventure on the earth. I am Inigo Montoya. One of my apostles sent me a $1 million bill of Joseph Smith on it. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I'm multitasking again. I shouldn't. Karen is speaking, and it has to do with this, so it'll be added to it. He's talking about his baptism and Church of Joy. If you saw the church news, that's what he was talking about, Church of Joy. And he doesn't he's purposely directing away from, because this follows the same topic, masturbation, joy, orgasm, from the Book of Mormon. Men are that they might have joy. Having babies. Babies can only happen through sex. Orgasm. Seed, egg, baby. Seed, orgasm. Egg, orgasm. Baby. Joy. That's what the Book of Mormon is talking about. He's talking about a different kind of joy. Christ-focused. Spirit of joyful reverence. He's twisting the Book of Mormon, talking about sex orgasms, talking about other joy that's less joy. But Karen is the Saudi Arabian token to make the deal with Saudi Arabia to attack Israel. And so that's why he's in the apostleship. And thus, who wants to be the next Mormon apostle? All sticking to the theme.